Hey everybody, Chris here. Thank you so much for stopping in. I'm 66 years old, and I went the first 40 years of my life, and I did not really understand that I had attention deficit disorder. My children had learning disabilities when they were younger. I knew that, but it had never occurred to me that I actually was someone who had the condition or the disorder, the superpower, however you want to consider it. I didn't realize it until I started to have a series of panic attacks when I was in my early 40s. I had never had anything like that happen to me before, and it drew me to a psychologist who sent me for testing. And through a whole battery of tests over a period of weeks, it was determined that I had attention deficit disorder. And I had a specific dropout where it came to number and digit sequencing. And so that was unique to me in that I had always struggled with math. It was something that had always escaped me. I had always attributed it to the fact that I had missed my 8th and 9th years of school. I had been ill at that time. I was home tutored in those 2 years. So my math weakness that I thought was didn't show up until I was in the 10th grade. And there was a pre-algebra class that was required. And after that time, you weren't required to take any more math classes. And so I wasn't about to take any more math classes. I had barely squeaked through with a D in the algebra class and got out. But through the years then, because I didn't have a math background, it stopped me from getting into school. When I went back to school, I tried to apply myself and to move through classes. I did really well in everything else except for the math classes. I couldn't begin to get through them, even the most basic ones, until I was in my 40s. And that's when I was diagnosed with that. And so over the next 10 years, I learned to build in adaptations, things that I did that would help me. And by the time I was 51, I applied and got into Radford University. And with adaptations for that, I was able to complete and finish my degree. And I graduated from Radford University with a performance art degree in 2012. And so I was really proud of that. That was an interesting period of time, and it gave me the chance to actually move through the classes and things that I had not been able to. So my point with a video like this is to try to get you to take a step back and to think about things that you might be having a difficulty with that is sort of unexplained. Stop and think about things that you really are putting an effort toward, and you may be having difficulty with reading or with math or with memory or things of that nature. Sometimes if you take a step back, look at yourself, look at your family history. Mine has a genetic component. I'm sure my father and grandfather, actually my great-grandfather, all had this type of genetic superhero power. It was a superhero power for me until I realized that I had it. And then I felt like I was flying up in the air without wings. My experiences were all too common. Once I actually understood the disorder and began to read about other people's lives and the decisions that they were making and not making, good and bad, it really explained a lot. So again, it has really helped me in many, many ways to think outside the box, to be creative, to do different things in different ways. I hope that if you are in a position to where you are a creative person and you are thinking outside the box, that you remember to never feel bad about yourself, to never be embarrassed about it, to never, because there really comes a lot of shame and humiliation in not being able to remember and do some of the most basic things that it seems like other people are just able to whiz through. So it is a superpower in your ability to think abstractly and to step back and away from something and think about it. So I hope that I'm going to do some more videos on this. There's more to tell you about the experience and the experiences. And so please stop back in. Thank you so much. I wish you the very, very best in your journey. And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you.